12 o'clock and we're in Leeds JSOC House. My name is Amos Schonfield, I'm from Leeds Student Radio. And we're here with Hadag Nahash. Hello everybody. There's a lot of you, so we have quickly introductions so that I know who I'm talking to. So...
Hello, I'm David, I play keyboards. I am Yaya, I play the bass. I am Shlomi. I am Moshe, I play drums. My name is Guy, hi.
My name is Shanan, hello. What are we looking at?
Well, I'm not on... I decided that because I walked through the rain, I didn't need to sit on camera. So you can look wherever you want. I'm here. You got the... Yeah, see, that's fine. I might look up there as well. So, for a lot of people in Britain, Hadag Nahash is like brand new. You guys have been around, but for everyone who doesn't know, for their shame, can you tell us a little bit about Hadag Nahash? Any of you? Go well. You've got two microphones, so you can go wild.
Yeah.
It's a band. We've been around like 15, 16, 17 years already. Play funky hip-hop stuff combined with a lot of styles, because we are a lot of people and we have a lot of influences, styles we like. And usually we're even bigger on stage. We bring some guests and players. And what else can I tell you about the band?
We have 7 albums, 6 studio albums and 1 live album. We've won some golden and platinum albums, won some trophies in Israel, #1 songs.
Who gets to keep the trophies?
In Dudu's studio. He keeps everything in his studio.
Run. Just run away.
Yeah.
Get to keep everything.
Actually, it's in my loo at home.
Nice. So
we were formed in Jerusalem in '96, and we played since then all over Israel, hundreds, maybe thousands of gigs. We also played 17 tours in the US and Canada. In England, it's our second time. We've been here exactly 10 years ago, and hoping to come again. We like it very much here. It was the first time we were outside of Israel, our shore in England, 10 years ago. The first one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So in 10 years you've been up 17 times in America.
Yeah, in
and
Tokyo, Moscow, Stockholm, Budapest, Berlin twice, Poland.
So, like, have you noticed anything about like where you play and how people react differently, and how fans are in different countries? I know Leeds was amazing. It was like everyone's going wild, like heaving from the front to the back, but like everywhere
the challenge for us is because we sing in Hebrew, so the communication channel will be through the music mainly. So it's a different challenge for us when we play outside of Israel. Of course, in Israel, everybody knows our songs, and here we're like anonymous in a way. So yeah, it's great, and it's a nice thing to have.
Do you get a nice feeling of walking around in other countries and not having people look at you, or are you kind of anonymous as well in Israel, or is it sort of a bit crazy?
It's definitely a nice change. A nice change to walk around and feel relieved of eyes following you. I like it.
Fair enough. Well, you said you've got 7 studio albums. You've got one that's just come out, and it's from what we've heard so far, it's completely different. Well, not completely different, but you have some dubstep in there. Yom Shishi, which I heard the other day, that's like quite relaxed and quite nice, and we've got things going on. This is exciting. So, what can you tell us about the new one, about the new album?
Well, for us, it was there was a bit of an attempt to embrace the sounds of the Middle East that we're a part of. That was kind of like part of the mental process that came before recording the album. And as usual, we incorporated different sounds. Like you said, Yom Shishi is more relaxed and more like old Israeli 70s style. And Zman L'Torer really does have dubstep in it. But a lot of the other tunes are like influenced by the Arab world in a way. A lot of the songs were written around when the Arab Spring happened, different parts of it, and we found ourselves kind of inspired by that.
So you said that this album's got a lot about the Arab Spring. Previous albums have songs sort of about, I think you said in the gig about, you have songs just about being disgruntled about Israeli politics in general. What do you sort of find yourself writing songs about? Because I guess guns, bitches, and bling doesn't really come up so much.
Not those guns, different guns.
Okay.
Not all of the songs, but a lot of the songs, the motivation for writing them is political or social, and a lot of our material has to do with living in Israel, aspects of living in Israel concerning the citizens, how what we call the situation affects each and every one of the citizens.
So once Shaman, you've written the song, well, the lyrics, do you then put the song over it, or how does it work? How do you go about writing any of your songs normally?
First of all, I want to point out that we all write the lyrics pretty much.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry
My
about
bad.
it. And like Guy said, we've been around for something like 17 years already. And in that period of time, we learned how to write songs in various methods. We don't have one way to write a song. Sometimes we'll jam and a hook will appear. Sometimes somebody will bring lyrics that he wrote at home. And any other way is welcome. Basically, what we try to do is not bother the song from being born. Help it out into the world.
So when you've gone about making all your albums, is there one album that you've decided is sort of like your album, or are you still waiting for that moment? Like, you know how you've got like Oasis have their What's the Story, Morning Glory, your OK Computer. Do you guys have that one album, do you think? Or are you still waiting? I don't know. I just thought of this the question. I'm really interested.
Every album is like the album.
Yeah, good. I hope so. So a normal song is sort of done collaboratively with all of you. But one sort of big exception is the sticker song, Shirat Sticker, where it's quite famous that David Grossman sort of came up with this idea, and I just want to hear sort of the story of that song from all of you.
Shanan met David Grossman. He gave him a text in 2004, and the text was really great. Really loved it, and that was while we were processing a new album in the studio. So we worked on this song. We brought Tauba Ozerio, which play Indian instruments, and it was a great hit, big hit.
Were you surprised about how well it did? Because it's gone beyond a little bit.
I think this song really took us mainstream, like hardcore all the way.
So, one thing we've noticed is that, at least in Britain, we always like when all these sort of youth groups try to write songs or write sort of programs and have activities about Israel, they always turn to that song. Is that sort of what you had in mind when you took that song, and when you write other songs that people focus on?
I can tell you about the sticker song that I once heard David Grossman in an interview say that it's a capsule of, he feels that it's a capsule of Israeliness. And we definitely felt that as well, because it has, it also has like a large percentage of the opinions that circulate in Israel are in the lyrics, and also like the one-lineness of the whole thing is, it demonstrates the quality of the public discourse in Israel, I would say. People just shouting their opinion in one-liners, and sometimes you feel like the conversation doesn't have enough depth and doesn't have enough understanding to other opinions. And both of these things are encompassed in that lyric, and that's why everybody kind of likes it. It has their opinion and all the others, and they get to yell it out. Something like that.
It's great. One thing you said in your gig, I think near the start, and you've said it quite a lot, is that you make Zionist hip-hop. What would you describe as Zionist hip-hop?
Well, we're a conscious hip-hop band. I think that looking inside our lives and taking a step against what's happening in Israel or embracing things that are happening in Israel and around us. That's Zionism, or post-Zionism, you can say, because Zionism is like 300 years old, 200 years old. We look at ourselves more like post-Zionists than old-fashioned traditional Zionists. We're not afraid to tackle issues that wasn't tackled years ago, and that's what we sing in our song Gabi and Debbie. When we say we do Zionist hip-hop, we tackle some issues in a humorous way. I don't know, anything else?
I'd like to add that maybe it used to be that Zionism was about building the country, but we feel that these days Zionism is about making it a decent country to live in. So some people perceive that notion as being not Zionist. So I don't know what Zionism is, but definitely our songs do have an aim to make it a better place to live in.
So of course, the idea of making Israel a better place to live in is a much more subjective idea than the old idea of Zionism, where it was about making a country. Where you now want to improve it, like you're going to have a lot more people that disagree with you. How have you found that in Israel? Do you find that your fans are always a sort of more leftist, or do you find that fans are fans of you despite disagreeing with your lyrics?
No, we get both kinds. Sometimes it confuses us how it came to be that we have fans all over the country, all parts of the country, east and west, and still we say what we say. And what we say is usually very controversial and doesn't go in accordance with the government's decisions or actions or whatever.
How do people react in Israel when they're sort of with a new album, for example? If you've got a new controversial song out, what's the reaction like?
They download it and they're thousands.
Which makes you money. It's fine.
In a way, I think our slot right now, we're expected to be the ones who say that kind of stuff.
Yeah?
We kind of like built that niche for ourselves. They'd be surprised if we're going to do something else.
So you've got a country that you want to improve. I was just wondering, when are any of you gonna join the Knesset? Really?
Why do we get asked this question?
Do you get it asked a lot? I was just wondering. I would move to Israel and vote.
We're not politician material. We're way too drunk. We don't want politicians like us.
So I mean, I imagine as. I think I heard. Well, you're close with David Grossman and other sort of big sort of characters and personalities in Israel. How do politicians that you meet, how do they react to you guys as sort of the rock stars that manage to get people that are more interested in politics than they can?
On the whole, the ones that lean towards the opinions that we have in our songs are very supportive of us, and we try to be supportive of them. But it's also important to point out that we never say to the public, you should vote for this and this party. I mean, it's not about that. It's about gaining all our strength together and working towards a better place to live, a more decent place to live in. And there are members in most of the parties that are decent people, but not in all of them. But it's just our work is artistic work. It is politically motivated. We get inspired from current affairs, but that doesn't mean that we should be doing political work.
And when you guys go abroad to America, to Britain, wherever, do you feel that the people in those countries treat you as sort of ambassadors for Israel and sort of expect you to be sort of representing the ideas of what the Israeli government are saying, or sort of have a go at you because of your government and things that they say?
Sometimes there's demonstrations and shows outside, like just because of the fact that we're from Israel, some people automatically think that we're part of the problem, although we believe, like I said, that we're part of the solution. We're helping a solution. We're helping the solution come. And For ourselves, on the personal level, we don't see ourselves as ambassadors of Israeli establishment in any way. But I think it's pretty safe to say that we all see ourselves as ambassadors of Israeli music, Israeli arts, Israeli culture, and perhaps also Israeli segments of Israeli population.
Okay. Where would you guys like to see both your band and Israel, let's say in 5 years? I think as guys who've been around for 17 years, you said, where do you hope you'll be, or where you guys will be and Israel country will be in 5 years?
We hope that Rouhani will come visit us too, and so is the next, whoever will be elected in Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, wherever.
You can play on tarmac.
We believe that peace is the right answer for the Middle East. Otherwise, we keep, just messing around. Wars, it's not good for anyone. And basically, what Shannon says, I would say we're trying to provoke social awareness. That's our job as musicians, artists, and that's what we are talking about mostly.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you very much. There's suddenly a crowd behind me. If you guys want to add anything or ask anything, because there was an idea that you guys would speak. Do you guys? Because otherwise, I'm all questioned out. I'm having a great time.
I just want to say that you can look at our websites. You can download our stuff on iTunes, Bandcamp. It's Hadag Nahash.
I've just got one question. It's not very political or anything, but your logo is one of the most recognizable things by your band. I was wondering what's the story behind it.
It's we used to work with a designer, with a graphic designer. His name is Doron. He came up with this from his mind, and we liked it. It looked nice. There's nothing behind it. People come with their own interpretation with it, which is funny. Exactly with our name, Hadag Nahash. There's nothing deep behind it, just something funny. We didn't give any deep thoughts to the logo. It just came up in his mind. He brought it to us, and we said, "Yeah, that's the thing."
And with that, you've got the new single, the new video that I saw recently for Yom Shishi. It's one of the most creative things I've ever seen. It's for the guys who don't know, it's your heads as mangoes or oranges? Fruit. It's just fruit. And how sort of the travel of the fruit and it ends up in people's houses. It's amazing. But do you guys look for those sort of creative people to work with? Is that, like you said, you're ambassadors for Israeli art? Is that what you're looking for, the sort of really creative Israelis that you can work with?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in Israel, and we're always trying to look for the best people in every aspect to work with, like designers and directors and everything. Musicians, of course.
Amazing. Well, in that case, one more question.
Who was the most memorable person that you've ever worked with, or the person that made the biggest impact on you after working with them?
I think Yossi Fine is our producer in the last 5 albums, and he's our musical mentor, and he had a big influence of our music and our attitude, and I think, yeah.
I just want to say that one of the biggest blessings for me, for being in this business in Israel, is really the opportunity to meet from close up a lot of creative and talented people. Some of them very famous, like Yossi Fine or Ehud Banai, who we met a few days ago and spoke with for the first time. And some of them, like the people that do our videos, that even if they're not very famous now, we believe that their day will come. So it's great to, what's the term, brush shoulders with other artists, and lucky for us, we're famous enough to be able to do that quite often.
On that note, thank you very much to Hadag Nahash for coming in. Thanks very much.